Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Andre and this is season 3 and I'm going to continue my switch to D-pad quest, right? Some of my favorite D-pads, like I've shared with you before, are on my Miu Mini, right? Which is the I think better D-pads, better buttons, D-pad, aluminum D-pad. My favorite, right, is the 8-bit SN30 Pro, right, the Game Boy style. This is what ideally would be my favorite, just because the way it feels. This, you know, is solid choice. For my Switch 1 though, my OG Switch, I have, you know, like I said in my last video, my favorite D-pad is the Boxy Pixel aluminum D-pad right here. So that, hands down, is the best D-pad for the Switch 1, OG Switch 1 here. And I guess it would be, for the Switch OLED too, it would be a solid choice. Hey, how's it going? Again, this is, you know, I shared in my last video, this is the Boxy Pixel aluminum shell. This is the ExtremeRate D-pad, OG one. Actually, it might not be. This one might be the one that came with this shell over here, which I did my comparison last video, this shell, which is the, I want to say, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, there was another company way back when. So, right here, got the Switch 2. This is my, well, first of all, see if you can guess my games. Can't be that hard. Yeah. This is my Kill Switch D-brand. And I switched out the Joy-Cons. Alright, so I did the mod this past weekend. And this is how they came out. Pretty solid. Alright, I like it a lot. Alright. The feel is good, all right? The feel of the original Switch 2, put that over there. The feel of the original Switch 2, there we go, it's right here actually. It feels similar, right? Not too bad, but the D-pad itself, right? That's a solid D-pad. Been playing a couple of side scrollers, and it's clicky. Right, it has some good click to it. It feels just like the buttons, you know, as you click. You know, it's a solid D-pad. I like it a lot. It's way better than this guy. Way better than this. Right, this is the Savage Raven one that I was telling you about in my last video. No misinput for the down button, you know, going right or left with the down arrows. But yeah, I was finally able to get it through. I would say it took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do this, just because it was my first time. I did in the instructions, they spoke about when you get it down to taking it apart, you want to lift a little bit and then slide it down. Right? You want to lift. Is that better? Yeah, you want to lift it and then slide it down, just because of this guy right here. I don't know if you can get that in the. It's hard. Yeah, right there, because there's a piece on this bar that's right underneath there that is a little lip, and in the instructions you actually see that it's broken. That's why it just so easily pops off. Right, so I lifted up a little too hard when I was lifting it apart, and it broke the one on this blue one, which wasn't too bad. When I assembled it all together, right? I was like, okay, how important could that piece be, right? But when I assembled it all together and then put it back in, you know, attached it, everything worked fine. The buttons worked fine. Everything was solid. But when you move it a little bit, it was creaking. It was creaking too much for my taste. So I went back in there, took the case apart, and for this little piece right here, I did some crazy glue, and I'll put it in. I have a photo of it, and I will, you know, I just used a little bit of plastic glue and let it sit for probably 6 hours, a little bit more maybe, and then tightened it all back up. And since then, no issues, no creaking, solid choice. But overall, right, in comparison to this guy, right, this comparison right here, solid buttons, feels exactly the same. You know, this one's a little bit more concave, right, than this guy, right, you know, a little bit more concaved, but nonetheless pretty solid D-pad. Now my only goal is to get a better D-pad. All right, get an aluminum one just because I like the premium feel. I want aluminum buttons, you know, just make it like this. Even like, you know, the nice Sakura mod buttons, get that on this side. The switch buttons aren't bad, although I did opt for not going with the multicolored ones that are provided in the kit. I think this looks a lot sleeker. Right, the black on the colors, again, I'm not a huge fan of this color. Ideally it would be like this. But it's gray. But these, you know, I saw videos of other YouTubers saying how the quality of these controllers, the ExtremeRate ones, they said they were upgraded from the Switch 2. I would have to disagree. All right, because if I pop this guy off, yeah, I mean, the soft touch is a lot better on this guy than this guy. This guy feels more plasticky. I mean, there are some metal buttons, but like, I would say the OG Switch ExtremeRate is a lot better. All right. You do get a little bit of a gap. It's more of a noticeable gap now. Whereas I don't remember there being that much of a gap with these guys, but it's another thing. But yeah. Yeah, I would say these feel more cheaper quality than this. But that's my opinion. Just like the D-pad. D-pad's all my opinion. Like my ideal D-pad would be, you know, if get the aluminum one like this. You know, preferably, you know, to meet the same standards as my Switch 1, you know, to get an aluminum D-pad like this, right, would be dope. But to get one that's this quality, this type of quality would be amazing for this. Right? Even though this is a solid D-pad, this is, I would, you know, the best D-pad you can get for the Switch 2 right now. So, 8-bit do. Please, if you can come up with a D-pad like this, you know, that would fit in this ExtremeRate shell. Hopefully somebody at 8-bit do will see this and be like, yeah, we can totally do that because we have the technology. If, right, better buttons can do the better D-pad from the Miu Mini, right? If they could put that in here, make one for the ExtremeRate, that would be amazing. And Boxy Pixel, you know, they might be doing that. That might be doing that in the works. When I reached out to them, they said, yeah, we don't have anything right now, but eventually we'll be doing it. So right now, that's what we got. Looks funny with this case. Yeah, solid. I love this thing. So much fun, so much better now. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to gaming. And I gotta make dinner for the wife. So talk to you the next one. Peace.